My name is Jessica Green. I'm a weaver and shepherdess and performance artist. All aspects of my life I consider to be intrinsically linked, and aspects of my life that feed each other very much. Recently, my work has been primarily about investigating the invisible. For instance, right now, I am spinning wool from my sheep into yarn on a spinning wheel. All aspects of this process are things that I think predominant culture experiences as invisible, and yet they are all so intrinsic to our daily lives. I became a weaver because I was interested in cloth and the experience of cloth as a way to tell human history, and cloth being such an essential part of our everyday, of our every moment, to the point where it's something that has become entirely invisible to us. And the processes that make cloth, and the people who make cloth, and the animals and the plants that go into making cloth are all things that are deeply lacking in consideration. And so as I got steeped in weaving, I started to be curious about what were the elements that make up cloth, and so I found yarn, and soon after finding yarn I found spinning, and soon after becoming entrenched in spinning I found sheep and cotton, and raising these essential component parts to really be able to get to the root of my processes. And my background is in performance art, and so very quickly my weaving practice started to develop a performative aspect to it. Especially because weaving is such a solitary act. Very rarely do we see weavers as a part of the public sphere. And so it became exciting to me to give people the opportunity to experience something that is so mundane and yet has such a heavy mystique around it. But the reality of cloth, the reality of spinning, the reality of weaving, the reality of raising animals is it is a repetitive task that happens over and over and over and over again, day after day after day after day. And so what becomes special about it is the change in the weather, or the change in the light, or what happens to be happening that day. And it becomes a chronicle of time beyond just being a material that we work with. So my fuse box piece is really investigating cloth and light and time and boredom, and asking people to step inside their own bodies, not to consume something interesting or be fed something new and important, but to actually value the beauty of nothing. And to be able to see how much can be held in what we take for granted. This fuse box piece is something I've been dreaming of for over 15 years, so it's really a dream come true to be able to move from the water of Lady Bird Lake into Laguna Gloria with an ensemble of weavers making quiet noises and gently moving our bodies as we share the depth of what cloth means to us. I brought together an ensemble of weavers from all over the country, and most of them don't know each other. And so that's another really important and very invisible aspect to this piece, is I consider the threads incidental, and I'm most interested in weaving people together. So I invite you to join us at sunset and sunrise on the banks of Laguna Gloria to consider the light, to honor the night, to find ourselves bored and in awe of our boredom, and to find ourselves together. Thanks so much for giving me the opportunity. It really means the world.